Hello everyone. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you 7 different genres of music and 7 different albums, plus 3 bonus that I've pretty much never shown in my channel before. So stay tuned and see what's coming. Hello everyone, Daryl the Northern Vinyl Guy, and I am going to be doing, it was a thread that was going around a little while back. I think Jack from Vinyl Voyage had done this particular thread. It was a video that initially I was going to do a while back, but unfortunately I ran out of time, so I'm hoping that I'm not too late to this thread. But ultimately, Jack had asked to show 7 different genres of music by showing 7 different albums. So for today's video, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to give you 3 bonus. I'm going to be doing 10. And what I did is rather than show like the top, I guess the genre specific, what I did was I dove a little deeper and went with the specific styles that can be found within certain genres. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be taking a look at 10 different albums in subgenres or styles, I guess is what they call, and pretty much albums that I've never shown on my channel. So before I get started though, if you are new to my channel and you like what I have to offer, please leave me a thumbs up, leave some comments down in the section below. Definitely give me a sub. And to those of you that are ongoing members of my channel, ongoing subscribers, and you have been supporting, I always appreciate that support and that helps. So yeah, I hope that you enjoy this video, and let's get started. So number 1, this is the only one that I have that has it's not even a it's a generic cover, and that's because this is an acid trip or house or whatever type of genre you want to look at it in that sense. According to Discogs, this falls under the acid category music, and that is Chris Sheppard's Have a Nice Day. It's a 2-disc set. Now when I was a teenager, I actually had this on CD, and it's just a whole collection of really trippy music. Perhaps the most famous song I think that's ever come off of this was, I think it was Power of American Natives by Dance to Trance. That is on the first album, first side. But there's some other really cool songs that are on here. Window in the Sky by Asin, Terminator 2 by Roofing Crew. My personal favorite is, I like Find the Way by Mars Plastic, but my personal favorite is This Is Acid, and I think it's by DHS, is I think the name of the group. Yeah, so This Is Acid, pretty much, speaking of acid music, it pretty much makes you feel like you're on an acid trip by listening to it. So, yeah, genre number 1, like I said, it's a generic album cover, but something that I haven't shown before. I think that this is the only acid or trip hop or house music that I have in my collection. So yes, Chris Sheppard's Have a Nice Day. That is category number 1. All right, genre number 2. Now I do have, through inheritance and stuff like that, I do have quite a bit of country music in my collection. It's not something that I listen to very often, but the area of country music that I'm going to be referring to is more like folky country of the 1930s, 40s, and 50s. And what a better way of showing this than by showing some Hank Williams, the original or the OG of, I guess, that bayou country twangy type of music. Yeah, he fits right in there. So this is a greatest hits compilation. What's really funny about this is that the first three that I'm showing you, the Have a Nice Day that I just showed you by Chris Shepherd and, of course, Hank Williams. And then my next one is also going to be a compilation. So my first three are actually comps, which is kind of strange. But this one has Your Cheating Heart. It's got Jambalaya. It's got Cold, Cold Heart. It's got Hey Good Looking. So all the classics by Hank Williams. I got this at that old radio station that I was at back in December. And it's a fairly decent copy. I mean, definitely got some pops and clicks and static on it. I've tried to clean it a few times, but hey, you know what? That's all just part of the fun. All right, so Hank Williams in the genre classification of country, or even if you want to go further, we'll talk about like jambalaya country or southern country, something along those lines. Genre or subgenre number 3, we talk about pop music and stuff like that. Back in the 1960s, starting in 1964 in North America, you got the whole Beatles revolution and all of that good stuff. Well, towards the tail end of that, there was just that bubblegum pop stuff that had kind of come out. Just that fun, jingly, jangly bubblegum pop. So this is a compilation of a few bubblegum bands. Specifically, we have the 1910 Fruit Gum Company. We have the Ohio Express. And let's see who else is on here. I forget who else is on here. But basically, yeah, so it's just those two. 1910 Fruit Gum Company and the Ohio Express. And it's got all the classic bubblegum hits. Yummy, yummy, yummy. 1, 2, 3 Red Light. Simon Says. My dad used to have a few bubblegum CDs when I was growing up. And that's how I kind of got to know that kind of stuff. It's just fun music. One could even classify, I think, some of the, the Archies and the Monkees music might not necessarily be bubblegum, but it kind of is a sub off of that with just that fun 60s, just fun music. So bubblegum is genre number 3. All right, we are going to be moving to Canada for this next one. And that is the genre of comedy, and I do have a few that I could have shown. I could have shown Cheech and Chong as well to go with this. But what is really funny about these comedy albums is the fact that we might even refer to them as toilet rock or toilet music, something like that. Just basically potty music. Definitely not something that you're going to want to be playing around your 5-year-old kids. This is McLean and McLean, Canadian duo. And they're known for the song Blankia, or Fuckya. This is their album Suck Their Way to the Top. And on the back side of it is the Take the O Out of Country. I will let you figure out what that means. But, lots of different tracks on here. I think I've mentioned this album before. I just got to watch what I say here. I've seen Pubic Hair, Elmo, a lot of stand-up comedy. And of course, like I said, the track Fuckya. That is all on there. Probably not stuff that is going to be humorous in a lot of today's worlds. I mean, a lot of themes that are in this that would be considered a little over the top nowadays, but I still think it's hilarious. And, as this is a music channel, there are some actual music tracks on these. And if you're into things like Cheech and Chong, which I'm not going to show here, but, they've also done some music on their comedy albums too. So check it out. Comedy, genre number 4. All right, music genre number 5, and this is probably, this next one of my top 3 albums of all time. It is an EP. I only have 3 in this genre in my collection, and that is the grunge category. This is Alice in Chains, Jar of Flies. If I were to name an EP that is perfect from start to finish, this one here, Jar of Flies, is by far, in my opinion, grunge perfection. So we're looking at the category of grunge. This one has a couple of songs that did become popular. I Stay Away, No Excuses, and Don't Follow. But to start it off, Rotten Apple and then Nutshell are fantastic. Whale and Wasp is a great instrumental. So this is a fantastic grunge EP, or grunge album. And I just got this one recently. Been wanting this for a long time. If you want a starting point, I suppose, for grunge, I think that that's a good one. It's pretty palatable. It's not over the top, and yeah, no, it's just classic, perfect, start to finish. Alice in Chains, Jar of Flies. All right, now we're gonna go from grunge, which can be heavy, to a form of music that is definitely definitely heavy. Uh, from what I was reading, the band Throbbing Gristle in the mid to late 70s is considered the founders of this genre, or at least one of the founders, and that is the industrial movement. Back when industrial came out in the 1970s, it was very strange stuff, very experimental. But by the 1980s, bands like Skinny Puppy and Ministry, which is this one, this is The Land of Rape and Honey, were pioneers of this genre, and they have continued to this day. Al Jorgensen of Ministry is still fronting the band. They're still making music. Very loud, very over the top to a degree. This one here includes the hit song. I mean, it was a hit. It was on Much Music and MTV and stuff, probably after late hours, but the song Stigmata. So if you were familiar with that, this is definitely their first delve into a different form of industrial. So if you listen to the Twitch album, I think it's from 1983 or 1984 by Ministry, it's definitely more synth poppy, and I think Discogs even classifies it as synth poppy. But by the late 80s, early 90s, they were putting forth some real heavy industrial style music. So Ministry, check that out. Go into that foray. If you wanted another album to check out by Ministry that's really clean and crisp from start to finish, I would say the Psalm 69 album as well. So there you go. Ministry and industrial. Next up, as part of an inheritance, these next two albums that I'm going to show were from my grandfather's collection. They are not albums that I listen to very often. In fact, I don't think I've really ever listened to them at all, maybe once or twice. But this next category or genre of music is military. Military music, and this is an album, like I said, that I got from my grandfather. It's called Farewell to the Greys. And is a pipes and drums and military band by the Royal Scots Dragoon Guards. So if you're just looking for some pick-me-up, pump-me-up military music, this is a straight-up good album. So like I said, not something I listen to very often, if at all, but as it was an inheritance and, my grandfather was all into this, I do have a few albums that kind of look like this. Farewell to the Greys, military music. All right, and those are the first 7. You are going to be getting 3 bonus. So bonus number 1. I guess I could have shown Weird Al for this, but he plays more than just the accordion. He does have other genres of music that he uses for his comedy or parody music. This album here, the Interlake Polka Kings, is straight up polka music. Straight up, as I mentioned, this is from my grandfather's collection. Nothing fancy on here, but you can tell based on the titles of the song, it's definitely some Ukrainian music with the old Ukrainian waltz and Festus polka. But there is also some polka songs on here that are of Canadian locations, such as the Qu'Appelle Valley polka, or the Selkirk polka, or the Dauphin polka, which are out of Manitoba. So I believe that's where my grandfather would have picked this up, as he lived in Winnipeg for a period of time. The Interlake Polka Kings, if you were into straight up polka, this is for you. All right, album number 9 falls under the category of religious or contemporary Christian or something, somewhere along those lines. Now, for all intents and purposes, I am not a religious person. I don't really listen to too much biblical music. However, there is one of the singers in this band went solo in the early to mid 80s, and his name was Paul Jans. He was also a professor of theology, I believe, at King's College in Ontario. But he also, like I said, he released, I think, 3 or 4 albums in the 80s and early 90s. So Paul Jans also belonged to a band called Deliverance. And this is To God Be the Glory album. I had received this as part of a collection. There was 3 of these Deliverance albums. So like I said, Deliverance was a mid to late 70s band. And Paul Jans is right here. He's the front man for the band. And I think all these other personnel in the band are his brothers and other family members. This one is a straight up Christian album. I mean, it's got songs like He'll lift you up and Through It All, Praise, and then there's some other ones here. Praise the Lord, In Remembrance, etc. So that's a straight up one. However, they did do they did an album, I think in 1979, and it was called Tightrope. And there was a song on it that actually was a top 100 hit called Leaving LA. So if you want to check that out, Leaving LA by Deliverance, it's not too bad of a song. I would compare it to kind of like, say, the Bee Gees or something along those lines. Just a soft, rockish style. So Religious and Deliverance is my 9th pick. All right, and last but not least, this one here is kind of funny, so I'm just going to show you this t-shirt of mine. You will notice that I have a t-shirt that says Dadcraft on it. Well, for Father's Day this year, my wife had this custom made for me, and there's me as a Minecraft character, and then my children are all on here. I don't think she put herself on here, which is kind of funny. You would have thought that my wife would have put her own picture on here, but she did not. But this was my Father's Day present. And so with that, we know that Minecraft is a video game. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show my last one is video game music. Now, I have shown the alpha version of this. I apologize for the glare on this, but this is the Minecraft beta album. My daughter got me the Minecraft alpha version, which is a green one. And this one here comes with a really nice red and yellowish splatter. And it has all the Minecraft songs, or at least up to that date, that were not released on the alpha one. And so very cool music. The only issue I have with this particular one is that the pressing I have, there is a section, I believe it's on side C, that is not playable. It's about a minute or 2 segment. I think it just had to do with the pressing. Nothing I can do about it now. Back when I had purchased it, I had waited a little while before I listened to it and didn't realize that was the case. However, like I said, Minecraft, the beta version, just to show off some video game music. I do have other video games that are in my collection, specifically Red Dead Redemption, and I even have a 10-inch of Red Dead Redemption in my collection. So there you go, 10 genres. So I got 7 plus 3 is your bonus, and I hope that you enjoyed. Like I said, most of these I have not yet shown on my channel. I rarely talk about these types of genres because for the most part I only have a couple to a handful of them, and I don't typically listen to those genres very often. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on these 10 categories of music or genres of music. And until next time, take care everyone, and we will see you on the flip side.